right? We want God to work through us in our families and in our sphere of influence, in our friends. It's what we're here for. So let's not get so busy doing that we lose sight of why you're doing it in the first place. And let's not chase after balance in our lives. I know that's a word we like to throw around. We have to have balance. But let's chase after God instead and submit our plans and desires and responsibilities to Him and ask Him for discernment for our schedules. Because balance in itself does not promise joy, but glorifying God does. So I put down some hard questions for us to ask ourselves as we start this new year, and really just take them home with you and spend some time on your own. Is God glorified in the way I plan my time? Is my busy schedule a result of pleasing God or pleasing man? How much time is spent serving my family and spent serving others? And am I flexible when a higher priority arises? And lastly, am I accountable to a husband not a husband, your husband. Am I accountable to my husband or a friend or a spiritual mentor? Accountability is really, really important. If you're really, really serious, you need someone to be accountable to, because it's so easy to say, nobody knows what my schedule looks like anyway. I don't have to do it. But if you have a friend that's like, hey, did you do this today? We're more motivated. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about some practical stuff. So Nicole's going to put up a picture of my playroom. They ought to see how organized it is. Is that awesome? No, that's not it. That's the Pottery Barn catalog. What? If money were no object, that would be my picture. That is awesome. But we can still stay organized for a much less expensive alternative. IKEA, right? I've never been to IKEA, and I'm so embarrassed to say that, but it just seems so daunting to just spend a whole day to go there, and I know they have childcare, but IKEA, I know, I've shopped online at IKEA before. They have much less expensive alternatives to being organized. So she's going to really show a picture of my road labor now. A corner of it. Okay, see, all right. Not as pretty, but just as organized. Yeah. And as you can see, those shelves in the back. Now keep in mind, some of you are like, oh, are those tied down to the wall and all that safety? Think of safety when you're doing this and the size of your children and how much these things weigh and all that when you're. But anyways, the metal shelves in the back, they're Target and they're so easy to put together, and they're wide and they're deep, and toys, the kids can just board games fit back there. It's easy for them to get them off the shelves. They weren't easy for me to put together. My husband put them together, but now the Rubbermaids are for bigger things like Thomas the Train or sets that you like to keep things together. All the dress-up clothes, the Play-Dohs all in one, the crafts, whatever. And those are things we don't use on an everyday basis. In my house, I get one box down every couple days. Let them play with that set and we put it away. And the rest of my playroom, there's like boxes for crafts, and there's a kitchen set up, and we have one box where all the cars are in. We have one box where all the instruments are in. Just keeping it organized. I've seen a picture of a friend of mine who, she takes the brown boxes that packages come in and saves them, and she cuts the flaps off for an even less expensive alternative. Once her kids decorate them, and she uses them on the shelves. Okay, you can take that down. Looking at all this stuff that's up there. I just find, and it's been my experience with young children, that when all their toys are dumped in a box, they don't want to play with them. They're going to pull out the Baby Alive doll, but where's the bottle, and where's the little potty she sits on, and the spoon? I don't want to play with that. Keeping it all organized, they're much more likely to play with it and play longer and give you more break. I'm just saying. So especially if you have a kid who loves water, oh yeah, this is like right up there. And so, speaking about that one, I was so glad when Pat Layton came and talked. I don't know if I thought, man, I realized, I'm not doing as bad of a job as I thought. When she talked about the personalities, it was awesome. Because my daughter is a butterfly, and I am most definitely a bumblebee. So it's constant conflict trying to keep her room in what I thought should be organized. So I learned to lower my standards, my expectations of what her room should look like when she's finished with it. And I also gave me opportunities to bless her. Because, organizing her drawers just overwhelms her. Just the thought of it. She opens it, she's like, it's nothing for me. I can do it like that. So she's at school, she comes home, I organize her drawers. And her coming up and hugging me, Mommy, thank you so much. And then she's wearing everything that's in there or whatever. And just for me to be able to bless her and show God's love and grace to her in that way, when it wasn't a big deal for me, instead of me constantly fighting her about it. And when she told this scenario about going to church, I don't know if y'all remember this, or with the bumblebees in the car, honking the horn, and my little daughter Butterflies walking around putting lip gloss in her purse, and amidst her friends, and I'm like, what? Come on, let's go. So it was really good. It helped me to also to learn my children's personalities, to help what I assign them as far as chores and what my expectations are of them. All right, so back to personalities with her. I'm sorry to keep picking on her. It's just, she's awesome, but she's a butterfly. So there was a time in her life when she just could not remember to do all her chores and her responsibilities. So I made a chart and I taped it to the back of her door. And instead of sounding like a threatening, repeating parent every day, for all you growing kids, God's Way alumni, yeah, gotta throw that in, I would just say if she was, reading her book, or usually she's reading a book, which is awesome, do you have the freedom to do that? So in my house, that means, did you do everything you were supposed to? And so instead of you having to go through, did you do this? She can jump up, run in the room, look at her list. Did I do all these things? Okay. And there's no stress, there's no strife. I'm not yelling. It's a responsibility on her. It's our job to raise them to be responsible. They're going to have to organize their own homes one day. We've got to help them out here. Don't send them out in the world and then never even learn how to do anything. That's true. So I wanted to also say, I listed on the bottom, on the back page, some websites and some blogs that I personally follow. They're such a great place just to get ideas on not just organizing, but just as being a mom and a wife in general. But the iMom right now has a free principal chore chart. So if you're like, yes, I'm all about chore charts, just, and schedules, for them to see what's expected, it's free. Because I don't know if you're creative, I'm not. So the thought of having to, decorate and make a chore chart for me could be overwhelming too. So just print it out and it's free. iMom, and they're really cute. The children need this. They do. We need this. We need the schedule. We need to know what's expected of them. They need to anticipate when meal time is and nap time and playtime and all that. And I would also just highly encourage you, if you have a toddler at home, don't let your toddler plan their day. What I mean by that is don't let them decide when they're going to color, or when they're going to play on the iPad, or when they're going to go play in their room by themselves, or when they're going to do whatever. Because when you then step in and say, okay, now it's nap time, well, they're much less likely to submit to your authority. Because, Mom, I've been making the decisions all day. I decided when I did this, I decided when I did that. So your life will go much easier. And really, schedule out a little life. I love this. I live to schedule. Schedule snack time, alone time in their room, schedule Play-Doh time, color time, whatever, Bible time, listening to music time. When my daughter was little, she would spend 15 minutes in her room with her little CDs playing. It could be Bible music, ABCs, whatever. Schedule outside time so they're not asking you all day, like my little 3-year-old. We go outside. We go outside after snack time. And snack time, oh my goodness, 20-minute Disney show. Put them in front of the little snack. 20 minutes for you to go do something on your schedule. It's awesome. And if you wonder why preschools get 12 2-year-olds to just conform and just do all these little things without meltdowns, it's a schedule, because they know what to anticipate, they know what they're doing. You want to do that at home, I'm telling you. Meal planning is really also helpful. I keep my schedule on my iPhone, and I have a quick reference at the bottom of each of my day. I just put shrimp, fish, meatloaf, whatever it is I'm cooking. I have more details at home, but at least I know what's coming for that day. And I take Sunday evenings, I take a half an hour on Sunday evenings, go in the office, close the door, and plan out my week. My husband has the kind of job where he works some evenings. He doesn't have like a 9-to-5 job. So I have his schedule. I can pull up on my computer my schedule. We've got dance, we've got sports, we've got married life, we've got all kinds of things. I can plan it out. When am I going to be cooking? When are I'm going to need to get something fast. And remember when Leah shared about the family meals, it was really awesome. And they're a really big deal in my house too. I really, as often as we can, try to have family meals. So it's a great way to do it. You're not just flying by the seat of your pants. Oh, what am I cook tonight? I don't have anything defrosted. You know, plan it out. Plan it out on Sunday night. Take a little time. Because we have dance, sports. I said, Maria, and date nights. Yes, I said date nights. That's right. When we were first married, oh yes, I wanted him to ask me out, make reservations. Oh no, planning's not his gift. So we went out never. Planning's my gift. So I plan the date nights, and we never miss a Friday night. I mean, unless we have to. But I get the babysitter. And I don't always, decide everything. But I bring it up. I'm like, hey, where do you want to go this Friday? Or we try to alternate between just us going out and then going out with friends. So, hey, who do you think you want to go out with next weekend? Or, hey, perspective. Is it about him, coming up with the idea, or you need a break? I need a break. I don't have any family here, it's just me. So I need my Friday night date night. If you need a Friday night date night, just make it happen. Quit waiting for him.